I'm out the Bloodline. I'm out of Smackdown. I'm out of WWE. Deuces, ooses. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how they're going to somehow stretch this all the way to WrestleMania 40. I'm John Rectum with my review of WWE SmackDown from Calgary. Dramatic pause. Alberta, Canada. Okay, let's just get into it because there wasn't a whole lot to this show outside of one title change that really shouldn't have surprised anybody if you saw how they were going with the story, and the Bloodline stuff that, I'll talk about that when I get to it. So, the commentary team is now Steve Patrick, Corey Graves, and Michael Cole. Michael Cole looking ever enthusiastic, calling 2 shows in a week. Wish he was calling no shows in a week. Wish they got somebody else other than Michael Cole. So it's a SummerSlam fallout. We have Charlotte's entrance, and then into clips from the SummerSlam 3-way, Asuka versus Charlotte. The match was fine. I have determined that Charlotte really should just leave after WrestleMania 40. While she's a very good athlete, her body, her mind, her soul has just not been in this for a while. Even though she had a tremendous match against Rhea Ripley, one of the best matches of the goddamn year at WrestleMania 39, she'll pull out a good move and then she'll just seem like she's just going back and I don't want to do this. So, Charlotte gets Asuka in the figure 4, or at least tries to, and then suddenly Io's music hits, damage control comes down. Dakota's still a while away from being cleared, but she's traveling. She's down there with him. That's a good sign because ACL tears are very, very tough. So then Io causes a goddamn DQ. Goddamn Io is what I noted because holy crap, she looked great. And then we get beat down afterwards. So that's your lot. Jay and Roman package. Why did Jimmy do it? Why, Jimmy? Why? Santos and Theory recaps, and then Kayla interviews Santos. He barely gets any words out, and then Theory attacks him and bashes his knee in a case. And then bashes the lid of said case on his knee. So that's pretty much it right there. Santos is going to be favoring his knee during the match. At least that's what I noted at the time. A cross package with cards and Scarlet, and they try to make him interesting. Yeah. Edge, he's going to talk about his 25 years of WWE memories next week in Toronto. And then Santos, he is dealing with ice backstage, ice on his knee that is, and it's very rough. It's touch and go. Styles then took on Cross with Mia Yim in Styles' corner, Scarlett in Cross's corner. This wasn't a bad match, but it's hard to care about anything that Cross is involved in. He just hasn't felt special since he came back. And the crowd loved AJ. The match was all right. There was one funny moment where Mia Yim jerks Scarlett off the apron and then throws her, and she just takes a comical bump over the goddamn announcer's table. And she's like, whee! Does all this and just like almost hits the barricade. I was dying laughing. That clip is going to be etched in my goddamn memory. That was my favorite moment of this. And then Styles won. So there you go. Scarlett comically flying, hilarious. Cody and Bork package. We will see Bork by Survivor Series or the Rumble or the next Saudi show, and then the Rumble and then Mania. Who's he face? Who knows? So it's Edge. Then we go to break. Ray is upset at Theory. And Santos says that he will wrestle tonight. Pierce is like, okay, you can, but you shouldn't, but I'll let you. And then Edge basically mentions, hey, I wanted to come to Calgary. We haven't seen each other in a while. I'm going to be sharing my memories in Toronto. Hey, don't boo Toronto while I'm in the ring. And he talks about the fact that he wants to face Sheamus in Toronto next week because he shares clips of the Celtic Warrior workouts where the video was shown of Edge taking a tumble on a mountain bike ride, and oh my god, Edge was fine. And then the questions were raised, why didn't he, why wasn't he able to wrestle anymore? And then that led to this, and they shared some good stuff. Here's the problem. This could have been a video package. This did not need to be broadcast where, yes, the crowd was into Edge showing up. I think that this went a little bit too long. This felt like something that they could have just shared where they were talking backstage or done interview pieces or something, and they could have had another match. I mean, yeah, there was star power, but this went a while. This really went a while. Sheamus and the Brutes came out. They did some back and forth and jab back and forth. Sheamus was on Edge's daughter's bike in a picture that was funny. And they're going to be doing a match next week, which ought to be kind of cool. I mean, to think that they've never faced off really isn't that surprising, actually, because Sheamus really only rose to prominence in, 2009. In 2010, Edge was out the door by, Mania 27 in 2011 and didn't come back until, the Rumble 2020. And Sheamus, has been doing his own thing and everything. There was a pandemic and all that. So, yeah, I mean, there's a certain amount of time they could have faced off. But they're acting like, oh my God, they've had such, a long history. I mean, I guess. So it's Hogan's birthday. Happy birthday to the man that was always worse than Randy Savage. In all seriousness, Hulk Hogan definitely helped raise the bar for sports entertainment. Not wrestling, but sports entertainment. But Randy Savage is always better. LA Knight then beat Top Dollar while Michael Cole mocked him. Get Hit Row out of here, please. Just have them go somewhere else. Pay them to sit at home for 6 months and then tell them to go somewhere else. There is nothing that they can do with any of them. Ray then gets Santos ready and we go to break, and then SummerSlam recaps and all that and whatnot. And Lashley's with the Profits. The All Street Mighty, or whatever the heck they're calling them, the Almighty Prophets, which actually is pretty good. This can work. It'll give the Prophets an edge. Edge was on earlier. Santos then got attacked by Theory. Pierce says, you're facing Ray. And then Ray beat Theory very quickly, actually. I hope this is the start of Theory being pushed down the card and hopefully to another company, because Theory has not worked. This experiment with Theory has not worked. I don't care how talented he is in the ring. The fucker is bland. People compare him to Baron Corbin. That's unfair. Corbin at least has size. So, Cole did mention Legend Killer during this for some reason. I think Randy Orton's coming back. And then Ray won the title, got Pyro, and I think Ray should turn on Santos, not vice versa. So then Bloodline entrances at 6:36 my time, because I'm on the West Coast. And the Stay of the Bloodline, they milked this for a while. Jimmy shows up with "you sold out" chants. And Roman says, I owe you one. I'll give you a boat. I mean a yacht. I'll give you a new car. Whatever you want. Name your price. And Jimmy says, I didn't do this for you. And this has nothing to do with you. Here's Jay. Why did you do it? I'm about to throw 37 years away. And then he says, I did this because I love you, because the power would have corrupted you. I mean, he didn't say I did it for The Rock, I did it for the people, but this is almost as bad as what they were doing between Matt and Jeff in their 2009 feud. I mean, it adds up as far as Jimmy being worried about his brother. Like, I get that, but now they didn't just jump the shark. They blew up the goddamn shark like we were in Jaws, or they jumped the shark like Jaws of Revenge jumped goddamn, Logic and everything with a shark that has a link to a human. No, that's not how that works. Jimmy goes to leave because he feels that Jay just isn't going to listen to him. Because the explanation, when you break it down, really is kind of stupid. And then Jay gets a flurry, gets laid out, manages to counter Roman's Superman punch with a kick, or the spear actually, counters it with a kick, hits his own spear, and then Jay kicks Jimmy on the outside after calling him back. I'm out of Smackdown, I'm out of WWE, deuces, ooses. And I'm going to be perfectly honest here, guys. I think Smackdown reviews might be on the chopping block. Not that I hate the show, but I'm just not getting that much out of it. And this is how they're going to extend it until WrestleMania. They might have Jay show up in NXT for a bit and just do his own thing, keep himself fresh, while Jimmy is trying to pursue him. And they'll do brother versus brother at WrestleMania. And that'll probably be night one main event, and then it'll be Cody versus Roman or something. WWE is in a day. They had a hot crowd. They had 10,000 something people there in Calgary, and they got big attendance numbers. They're in danger of just basically nuking everything in the goddamn field to continue this. Yeah, Uso versus Uso might appeal to some, but it's going to be like Matt versus Jeff. It's going to be like a whole bunch of brother versus brother stuff. It's not going to click like everybody else thinks, at least to me. So that being said, if SmackDown reviews do end up going by the wayside, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised, guys. That being said, agree, disagree what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.